In progress.
Awesome. Cool. 12 people already in the waiting room. Okay. Are you ready to go? It's 6:30. You
Yes,
get to go? Cool.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. All right. You guys excited to see some delicious food be made? I know. We're probably going to all be so jealous. We wish we could actually try this. Presentations and more. Run our 30-day pledge program that encourages members of the community to add more plant-based meals to their daily routines, and host the Michigan Spring Veg Fest and the Michigan Fall Veg Fest. And on that note, I want to invite you all to please join us for our Spring Veg Fest, which is only 2 weekends from now, on Sunday, June 4th at Eastern Market in Detroit. The festival will have nearly 100 food, shopping, and nonprofit vendors, free samples, live cooking demos and speakers, and much more. Plus, it is completely free. There are no tickets you need to purchase and no entrance fees. So just come out, try some new food, do a bit of shopping, and enjoy a fun day in Detroit. And here, I'm just going to add the link to VegFest in the chat for everyone to take a look at. So if you click that link, you can see our entire vendor lineup. You can check out the festival map, the speaker and cooking demo schedule, and just all of what VegFest is about. It's going to be such a good day. Yes, and Anne says the weather should be perfect on the 4th. It does look like it's going to be great. Fingers crossed. We can't wait. Really, it's going to be such a fun day. Okay, here, let me share my screen with you all real quick. Okay, so here's our website and our social media. If you want to check us out and give us a follow there. On social media, we promote all of our upcoming events. We do monthly raffles where you can win prizes from local businesses. We highlight our favorite places to find plant-based food around Michigan and much more. So definitely follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Subscribe to Veg Michigan on YouTube and join one of our meetup groups. All right. Okay, so if you like what you see tonight and you want to support our work and you want to help keep our presentations and events like VegFest free, the best way to do that is to become a member. And the basic membership is only $20 a year. If you want to become a member, you can just go to vegmichigan.org and click membership, or you can click on the link I'm about to add to the chat. I'm adding 2 links real quick to the chat. One for membership, check it out. And we have a lot of additional gifts you can get with membership. And also, if you're coming to VegFest, I highly recommend you become a member at VegFest. There are some additional gifts you'll get with membership. You can enter a raffle to win a really awesome multi-cooker and so many other cool things. So definitely, if you want to become a member, stop by the Veg Michigan table at VegFest. I'm also adding the link to the Veg Michigan e-newsletter in the chat. If you're interested in checking that out, it just comes out on the 1st of every month. They'll keep you updated on all the events we have going on. We have raffles in our newsletter, much more, lots of good stuff. So definitely sign up there as well. Okay, quick note, we will be doing a Q&A with Vinita at the end. So please feel free to utilize the chat throughout the presentation to ask questions at any time. I will keep track of the questions asked throughout and then have Vinita answer them for us at the end of her demo. Okay, I think that is it. So now I'm really happy to introduce our presenter for this evening. Vinita Parekh is a food entrepreneur and founder of Karma Wellness Kitchen, a Walled Lake, Michigan-based food startup. As a lifelong foodie and passionate advocate for healthy eating, she has created delicious and nutritious plant-based food products that are accessible to everyone. With a focus on plant-based ingredients and environmentally friendly packaging, Karma products have earned a loyal following amongst health-conscious consumers who care about the impact of their food choices. The vision of Karma Wellness Kitchen is to create a healthy food future that's good for our bodies and the planet. Vinita will demonstrate how to make lentil crepes, mixed lentil dal, and popped water lily salad for us today. Lots of good stuff. And before I turn it over to Vinita, the last link I'm putting in the chat is the link, the Google Doc that will have all of the recipes Vinita is cooking for us tonight. And at the bottom of the recipe Google Doc, there is also a list of the stores that you can buy some of the awesome Karma Wellness products from. Okay, so I think that is it. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight, Vinita, and I am going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Olivia, for that lovely introduction. Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. It's a pleasure to see all of you here join me this evening in this cooking session, which is virtual. If this were in person, you would have all actually got to taste what I'm making today. But I tell you, just watching and seeing and doing it, and I want to definitely offer this after this session is over. And if you still have questions, I'll be more than happy to do maybe a one-on-one again with you if you wanted to do and try this on your own as well. So we have about 3 things that we have planned this evening. And as Olivia mentioned, we're going to do the lentil crepes, we're going to do the dal, and we're going to do the pop water lily seed salad. All these things are really healthy and something that we use in our homes every day. A little background about Karma before I dive into the cooking is Karma Wellness Kitchen started when my son moved to California for college. In his tiny dorm room, he was looking for some plant-based meals. He was really done eating pizza and pasta every single day. So he's like, Mom, growing up with spices and good healthy food, he's like, what's the best way you can do around it? And I told him first to buy an Instant Pot, and I would actually ship him these packets. They were brown packages with a spice packet in it, and all he had to do is rinse and dump the entire thing in his Instant Pot, and voila, he had a meal ready. And that led us to also moving into our pop water lily seeds, because college students love snacking. And when he was studying, his friends and everyone, instead of eating chips, Mom, can you send me some pops? I'm like, okay. And that's how we started doing this. So seeing the need where people really want to eat healthy, we decided to take this step further. And that was the genesis of Karma Wellness Kitchen. Now, on that note, I really want to share this, the 3 things that we are going to be cooking today. So the first item that we have today is the mixed lentil dal. As you see, I have 2 cameras right here. So the mixed lentil dal, as we all know, I don't know how many of you are familiar with dal, but dal is basically like a lentil soup. And it is a common dish that is made in an Indian household. We usually will eat dal with rice. It could be brown rice, it could be white rice, it could be rice with quinoa. So it could be eaten with it, or it could also be, you could also eat it without, just like soup. It's a perfect meal according to Ayurveda. Dal, khichdi, they're the most balanced meal. And that's what we will be cooking today. So when we talk about lentils, one thing we need to remember when we are cooking with lentils, it's always a good idea to soak the lentils prior, just because it breaks down the phytic acid and it leads to an easy absorption of minerals by our body. So a lot of times when we don't soak these lentils, people will feel, oh, I'm feeling a little gassy today, or that happens with any lentils or any of the beans that we eat. So soaking is recommended. You could soak this from anywhere from at least 2 hours or more. The more you soak, the better. But even if you do it for 2 hours, it's fine. But it's not the end of it that, oh, I forgot to soak the lentil today. Now how are they going to cook? They would still cook. It'll just take a little longer. So when you look at the Karma Wellness Dal packet, and if I'm just going to show you what it really looks like. So we give you all these different types of dals. These are the different types of lentils. There are 5 different kinds of lentils. So we have mung beans in it, whole mung beans, we have split mung, we have red lentil, we have the mung dal, which is really, all these are easy for digestion. We throw in some tomato flakes just because it's really, it just adds that little tautiness to that dal. And we have the yellow dal, the red dal, the split green dal, and the whole mung right in here. So what I did was, and if you buy the bag, it really comes with some cooking instructions at the back as well for you to cook either on the cooktop or in the Instant Pot. Now, it also comes with a spice packet. Now, this is a spice packet that I'm going to be using. It is the Karma spice packet. It's got turmeric in it, cilantro, cumin powder. It's got chili powder. It's got some garam masala. It's got some red chili, entire whole chili. For people who like it even more spicier, I throw in a bay leaf. I throw in some cloves and some black cardamom. You can actually remove some of the things if you don't like, but it's all in this packet right here. And this is like all in this. So a lot of times people have all these spices sitting and don't know how to use it. But here we have a product with the spice packet in it. It just makes it easier for everyone to use. Now, let's get started. So here, what I am going to actually show you is, this is how the soaked lentils would look. Do you see? It's double in size. So when you soak it, they actually are double in size. They taste better. And this is how it should be when you're trying to soak. Now, I have an Instant Pot here. I've also tried this on the cooktop, and I'll show you the end result. So if you're doing it on the cooktop, if you've soaked it, it should not take you more than 20 minutes. Okay, so here's my Instant Pot right here, and I'm going to actually open this, and I'm going to show this to you. And as we are talking, if people have questions for me, that would be okay. I'm trying to get this as closer to the camera. Can everybody see it? Yes, no? Yeah? Olivia? Perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, if you have an Instant Pot, or even if you want to start using one, if you are really looking at plant-based cooking, I think having an electric Instant Pot is a great way to go. So here I have it in a saute mode right here. Yeah. So it says 30 minutes, but I'm not going to use the entire 30 minutes. I'm actually going to throw in some oil, about 2 tablespoons of oil, so that you could decide if you don't need to use 2 tablespoons and you want to use just 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to actually throw in some oil here in the Instant Pot as it's warming up. And each of this bag serves 4, just to let you know. So once the oil warms up a little bit, you always want to have the oil warming up. Sorry, just try to get it. Yeah. So as this oil heats up, I'm actually going to open the spice packet right here. So as you see, it smells so good. Not because it just smells so good. So we have the bay leaf in here. That's what I'm throwing in. And this is part of the spice packet that we give everybody. The chili, the crushed chili, I will probably add at the end. But I am actually going to, and this is this black cardamom. My co-packer who packages says, I can't believe you're really giving real ingredients. We're not used to it. So this is real spice. And I actually get my spice. I go to India every 3 months. So it's not that spices are bought the entire year and they're sitting. They're actually bought fresh. So I put in, this is just the black cardamom is for the smokiness. Now, as you see, I can hear the oil is actually heated up. I'm actually going to dump. So this also has some mustard seeds in it, and it has some cumin seeds along with it. I just give it a quick stir. Just want to ensure that the oil actually mixes it up really well. I wish I could have you smell all this in front of through the screens. So I just give it a quick little toss, sure that the cumin seeds are really cooked well. And now what I'm going to do is, as you see, there's a little smoke. I'm going to simply dump this entire thing. And you see the color right there? Take this entire thing. And this can last you. You can refrigerate it, you can freeze it, you can, it's not that you've got to use the entire thing at that given time. You can add the best thing about the Karma packages is we do not throw in any salt in it. So because I feel everyone has a different tolerance for salt. Some people like it salty, some people like less salt, and I prefer that people can choose how much salt they want to add in their food. So here I give it a quick little mix nicely, ensuring there are no lumps. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so here we are. So I'm actually going to just break this chili for that extra smokiness. That's just because I'm used to it. You don't have to do it. You can actually skip that completely if you don't want it that spicy. And I am actually going to take about 4 cups of water, and I'm going to put this in. So this is about my measuring. And the 4 cups, and when you open, and if you want it a little more thinner, you can always add more water to it. So this is about 2 cups. As you see, it's already spluttering inside. So I am just going to add maybe 2 more cups. Right. I'm actually going to add some tomatoes just for us to get that little tautiness of that tomato in it. So just about a 1/3 cup of tomatoes. I actually add a little bit more. And if you want to add some green peas to it, you could add any vegetable you like, but since it's a dal, we typically will add tomatoes. We also will add curry leaves. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but this is something which you can do. It doesn't come in the pack, but these are basically curry leaves. We can just throw those in. It just adds that extra flavor. I am actually, and I'm going to add some salt so that salt. I usually like to use the Himalayan pink salt just because it's good for you. And then I close the Instant Pot. Okay, so this is closed right here. And then I cancel this and I do a pressure cooker and I reduce the time. This 35 minutes. I would just do it to about 17 minutes pressure cooker, and that's it. Voila, we are done. So I am actually going to put this to the side while this gets cooked. we're going to go on to our lentil crepes. Is everyone with me? Great, give me a reaction. Great, double thumbs up. Great, so I'm actually just going to give me a minute and I'm going to get these things out of my way right here. And I am, in the meanwhile, if Olivia has anything to add as I'm switching gears here to our next item, you can ask her any questions. So this is going to be pressure cook, 17 minutes right there. Okay, so I've put it up for 17 minutes, cook time. So our dal should be ready just in time as our crepes get prepared. So in India, crepes, lentils are used in many different ways, and crepes, or in the form of dosa, or in the northern parts of India, we call it chila. There are different ways people use lentils, and the easiest way for us to do it is having these lentils right here, and I have used a little variation here, and this actually is a product that's going into production. We should be having this for the market maybe end of June. We are working with our co-packer for the packaging of it. So if you see, we have these lentils. They're about, again, 5 different kinds, and this does not have any rice in it. So we have the moong dal, we have the lentils, we have red quinoa here. So if you do not want so we have quinoa, and we have some roasted gluten-free oats. So all of these products are gluten-free. So someone who has celiac can eat these products. So we have red quinoa, yellow moong dal, we have red lentils, we have some urad dal, which is really good in protein, higher than the other lentils, and we have quinoa right here. So these are the dry ingredients that go into the crepe. We also have a special spice mix that we throw in with this, so you could actually eat that. So what we are going to do, again, as you see, I've soaked this. I'm actually going to put this in the blender real quick, okay? And then we are going to get our griddle ready. If those of you who do not have a griddle, you can also use a non-stick pan, and you can actually do it on your cooktop. You do not have to have a griddle. Griddle is only when you have too many people at home and you've got to cook. But if you are just by yourself, you can actually just use your non-stick pan, and you can actually make this on there. So what I'm going to do is my blender's ready right here, and my griddle is actually warmed up. I already have some just going to move this right here in this direction so that everyone can see what I'm doing. So all I'm doing is I'm going to take all of these ingredients, and if you like, you can also add some fresh cilantro when you're mixing this in the blender. You can also add some green chilies. You can also add some mint or basil. Any of those products that you like, you can add in this. I also like to add, sometimes I'll also add some turmeric in it. So that's basically when you're putting it in the blender, it really adds to that flavor, and that mint gives it. And if you don't have these ingredients, it's totally fine. You don't have to. This is all optional. Okay. So I'm actually going to connect my Vitamix right here. And I'm going to dump this right here. 1 second, so that everybody can see what I'm adding to it. actually going to just pour. I don't want to throw in a lot of water at first, because if it gets too liquidy, then that could be a little bit of a problem. So it's always okay to go with a little less water. And if you feel it is getting a little thicker, then you can add gradually. But I will show you the consistency that you need to bring it to. So here I am adding it all up. And you typically will add salt just before preparing it, just before we are preparing it, okay? Just before preparing it, when we're mixing and about to get the crepe out, we will add the salt. Because if you mix the salt with this, it's going to release a lot of water, which we don't want to do. We want to add the salt just when we are about to make, when the batter is ready, just add the salt, mix it up, and that's how you will get going with the crepe. So what I'm adding to this is also, I like it a little spicy. I also like to add some jalapeno to it. It's right here. I have some minced and I have some basil. Just adds that little flavor. And I like to add some, oopsies, a pinch of turmeric. Just a little bit. So let me show it to you. This is how it looks. And I'm not going to talk, so there'll just be a little noise as we are making the batter. This is how the consistency would be. See how nice it looks. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to add some salt to it, and the crepes are ready to go. Again, salt is as per taste. Give it a nice little mix right here. Again. So the salt is nicely mixed. Okay, so here's my griddle. It's already warmed up and ready to go. I've set it up at about 350, about 250. You could do it more if you like. So I've set it up at about 300. But for those of you who do not have a griddle at home, as I told you, you can also use the nonstick pan. and that would work well, equally work well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw in a little bit of oil. You could also throw in a little bit water just to grease up this. And I usually take a little paper towel so that we don't have a lot of oil in it. Now I'm actually going to start making this. And I can add some jalapeno to it. I can add some vegetables to it, whatever you like. And we've just got to be maybe a little quick. I can add some tomato slices. I can throw in some mint. I can add some tomato slices right here. Usually like to do that. And then I throw in a little bit of oil on the side just so that so as you see, it's getting cooked, and I'll make another one right here for you to see. Like to add some yellow peppers, some orange peppers onto this one. I can throw in some turmeric too on the top. And that's why I told you we have that special spice packet that we have. Right here, I throw in some jalapenos. It's totally optional. Whatever vegetables you like, you can actually throw that in. And I like to throw in some cilantro because cilantro really jazzes up a lot of the things that we eat. To just add some oil to this. You can control how much oil you want to put on this. I just let this cook nicely, and if you see, the edges will start coming out on its own right here. See, I can see it. Still not done though, but once it gets done, it'll start lifting from the side. Let me grab a plate quickly, and then we could go on to the next one. So I just wanted to show the ladle that I have. This is the griddle just to show, but if you have something like this at home, you could use that too to make the crepes. You really don't need a griddle, an electric griddle. You can do this on the cooktop as well. So it's that easy. Okay, so you see it's already lifting up here. I just want to make sure. Ooh, yeah. I just want it a little crispy. I like it a little crispy. So for those of you who don't like it a little crispy, just want to make sure it's cooked well. You can add a little bit of spices too on top of it if you like. Anyone has questions as this is getting cooked? No one. So I'm going to actually add, I like to add maybe some red chili to it to jazz it up a little bit. I can add some turmeric because I'm going to flip over. I'm just going to be holding, boom. It's just like pancakes. I'm just going to flip this. And I've used less oil. There are people who like to use a little more oil. I try to keep it as healthy as possible. So that's why. I just want to make sure everything gets cooked nicely. Right here. You could make it a little more crispy. I'm telling you, it smells so good. I can't even tell you. I wish Zoom came up with a feature where people could take in all the aroma of the food that we are cooking here today. That would be so cool. Yeah. I'm just trying to.
Vinita?
Yes.
So I know when we talked earlier, you said that this product that you're using isn't unfortunately available for people to purchase yet, although
Yes.
it will be in just a few weeks or a month, correct?
Yes.
Could you speak about the alternatives people could use maybe in the meantime
Absolutely.
until they're able to get their hands on your product?
So instead of using the 5 or the 6 ingredients that I've thrown in, people can actually use something that they already have at home. People could use red lentils, people could use oats, people could use quinoa, people could use split green peas that you get in the grocery aisle. So you could actually use those and you could soak them and you could make it with that as well. So that could be another alternative. But the best thing about okay, there we go. See, those tomatoes are nice and grilled up a little bit, and oopsies. Just a little bit of, there we have these peppers. Yeah. Yeah, this is almost done and ready to be eaten. So we usually serve this with a mint chutney. Mint chutney is nothing but cilantro, mint mixed in it, put in a little bit of a green chili in it. You could use the Thai chili if you really want it spicy, but if you do not want it spicy, you could use the regular green chili that you get in the grocery store. Add a little bit of cumin to it, add salt to it. And if you like groundnuts, the peanuts, you could add some, but that's again optional. Add a little bit of salt and lime and put it in a blender and your mint chutney is ready. So it goes well with your mint chutney. You could also eat this with ketchup. My son loves this with ketchup. I'm telling you. He says nothing like ketchup and these crepes. And this is basically done, ready to be eaten. So we usually in the packet that we are making, we'll have a chutney masala, which is a dry chutney, and it really will taste good with it. So this is what it looks like. So these are our lentil crepes. They're full of protein. There's no rice in it because I know some people are not able to eat rice because of being diabetic. But so that's why we have the red quinoa. Red quinoa is better than the white quinoa. That's what I've been told. So we have the red quinoa, but you could throw in white quinoa too. It doesn't matter, right? So we have the red quinoa. We have the oats. We all have that sitting at home. Another way to use your oats and the lentils in a form of crepes. You could throw in as many veggies as you want, right? So here we have these two. You can stack them up. The only thing is you cannot prepare them ahead of time. You've got to eat these warm, and that's So you do it. That's why when we have company over, we have about 10 people. So one person's responsibility is just to get these crepes off the griddle. That's their job. So here we have these two griddles, two crepes, and they look so delicious, right? And we also have, you can also do the dal, which is getting cooked. You can also eat the crepes with the dal too. So that's another option. Instead of, so in the southern part of India, if you go, they usually will have dosa. Dosa is nothing but thin crepes, savory crepes made of lentils and rice. And they have something called sambar, which is another kind of um, a dal, which they call sambar. So, and they give it, they give you sambar, they give you the crepes, which is the dosa, and they give you a nice coconut chutney with it. And so that's from the southern part of India. The beauty about Indian cooking is every region you go within India, they have a different type of cooking. So if you go to the northern part of India, they'll have a different style of cooking. If you go to the southern part of India, because of the geographic location, every region has its own uniqueness that it presents. And that's what makes it so fascinating and interesting, that you get to learn so much from different parts when it comes to plant-based cooking. Right. So these are the crepes. So if anyone has questions, do let me know. And I am looking at the clock here, and I'm going to move on to our last item, which is our pop water lily salad. All these products that I'm showing you, all these recipes that I'm showing, they're all high in protein. They're really nutritious. They're really high in protein. They're really good for digestion. As we all know, lentils are. They have a lot of potassium in it, zinc, magnesium, everything that our body needs. So there's nothing like, oh, I can't eat too much of this. No, unless you got an allergy, I can understand. But pretty much everything's good stuff here. So now I'm going to just prep this place up for our last item, which is our pop water lily salad. It's a really easy salad, something that I use. I make almost every other day for lunch because it's high in protein. So it's super simple. All you need is, I throw in some chickpeas. We all know chickpeas are good for us. So I throw in, you can make the chickpeas ahead of time, or you could just get a can of chickpeas and throw those in. Whatever works for your schedule, doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to throw in some chickpeas in here, as much as you like. Okay. I'm going to throw in again. By now you would have figured out I'm a jalapeno person. I need to have jalapenos in everything that I use. So I'm throwing in some jalapenos here. I'm throwing in some fresh mint here, just for that extra flavor. And I have this leftover basil sitting right here. I'm throwing that in. And then I am actually going to be throwing in some tomatoes. This makes a great summer salad, actually an all-season salad, really. There's no season for this. And then we have some cucumbers that are chopped. You can add in grapes, you can add in pomegranate, you can add whatever you like. So just, this is what I had today. As for the recipe, I like to add a lot of vegetables to this. Give it a nice little toss so that it's all mixed. Oh, I forgot to bring them aside. And these are the pop water lily seeds. And this is something that we make locally here. We actually get the puffs, which has no kernels. They actually come from India, and they are grown in the northeast part of India and some parts of Vietnam. And they actually grow underneath the water. They come from the water lily plant. They are high in protein, potassium, magnesium, calcium. Someone who's diabetic, because of its low glycemic index, it's really good for you. They are good in magnesium. Someone who's trying to lose weight or trying to get better sleep, this is something you should eat. It's been around, it's an ancient seed that is there in India for the longest time I can remember. We use it in milk, we use it in yogurt, we use it in throwing these on our salad. There's different usage for it. It's a great afternoon snack. So you could actually eat it as a snack. You could throw it in your yogurt, or you could make a salad out of it. So so we have 5 flavors. This is the turmeric one, which I'm using today. We have the spicy masala, which is really good. We have the vegan cheese, and we also have a cheddar cheese. I know it's all vegan, but the only reason I was telling Olivia we started the cheddar cheese, because when we are at the market, people, oh, you do not have cheese. So and then we just introduced over the holidays, we introduced the chocolate flavor, and the chocolate one is a good replacement for cereal, your Cocoa Puffs that people love. And I have had customers telling me, oh my God, this makes such a great cereal. So I just throw this all in to see how this looks, how pretty. See the turmeric, and turmeric is, as we all know, it's anti-inflammatory. We really need to be eating that every single day, a little bit of it. And then you just give it a nice little toss. And I am actually going to add some pumpkin seeds and some melon seeds to this one as well. Let me just grab this real quick. So as you see, these are roasted melon seeds and pumpkin seeds. Make it even more healthy. And I'm going to add a lot of cilantro to this. You can add parsley, you can add whatever you like. This makes it really, really nice, healthy salad. I'm actually going to add some more tomatoes. And I have this citrusy dressing. It's just something that I just made. It's just lemon and some olive oil and some spices mixed to it, some fresh mint and some basil. And I'm just going to drizzle that. I let it. This is our salad right here. This is our popped water lily seed salad. Looks so good. Look at this. Right here. You can add some lettuce to it, whatever you like. I mean, I like this is basically my lunch every day. So I'm looking at the clock. It's 7:20. So this is basically the third item that I was going to show everyone today. In the meanwhile, let me know if you have questions. And as we are doing the Q&A, I'll get the dal out so for you to see how that really looks once it's cooked in the Instant Pot.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vinita. Everything looks incredible. So many people were saying they wish we had smell-o-vision and just the comments about how beautiful and delicious everything looks is so many wonderful comments. So thank you so much. Real quick, I have a couple of comments before we get to the Q&A, just for anyone who did join us a little bit later. I do want to let you all know again about Veg Fest, our spring Veg Fest, which is coming up in just 2 weekends from now on Sunday, June 4th. That will be at Eastern Market in Detroit from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We will have nearly 100 food, shopping, and nonprofit vendors, free samples, live cooking demos, and speakers, and much more. Plus, it is completely free. You don't need to purchase a ticket ahead of time. There's no entrance fee or anything like that. So just come out, try some new food, do a bit of shopping, and enjoy a fun day in Detroit. Plus, Karma Wellness Kitchen will have a booth at Veg Fest. So if you want to meet Vinita in person, if you want to come and sample some of her delicious eats, that is an excellent place to do that. Of course, if you're unable to make it to Veg Fest, we will miss you, but you can also purchase all of her products at karmawellnesskitchen.com. So there's my little spiel about Veg Fest. It's going to be such a fun day. Please join us if you are available. And I am putting a link about Veg Fest in the chat for everyone to take a look. That'll give you the full list of vendors, the event map, the whole schedule for the cooking demos and the speakers, and just everything you need to learn about the festival. So there is that to get you started. I do want to also say, give a little plug for Veg Michigan membership. I'm putting the link in the chat for Veg Michigan membership. It really is the best way to support our work. It starts at only $20 a month, and you get some additional free gifts. If you are coming to Veg Fest, I highly recommend you become a member at Veg Fest, because there are a couple of extra additional gifts you'll get there, and you will also get entered into a raffle to win a multi-cooker, which also does pressure cooking. So if you want a pressure cooker, maybe this is your perfect opportunity. So definitely stop by the Veg Michigan table at Veg Fest and check us out there. Become a member so you can support our work. And then I'm also adding the link to the newsletter in the chat. Free newsletter comes out on the first of every month. Lots of great stuff going on there if you just want to stay updated with Veg Michigan and all we have going on. We also do several raffles in each newsletter, so just more opportunities to win some awesome prizes, win gift cards for local restaurants, and more. So there's all of that. Once again, I am sharing the Google Doc with all of the recipes from tonight. And at the bottom of this Google Doc is the list of all the places around this area that you can purchase Karma Wellness Kitchen products, what is available. And again, I said you can go to their website, buy everything they have available, but the best way, again, to purchase their items is to come to Veg Fest and do it in person. Okay, and then very lastly, before we get to the Q&A, this presentation is being recorded and it will go up on the Veg Michigan YouTube channel, hopefully next week. If you would like me to send you the link to the recording once it is available, please send me an email at olivia@vegmichigan.org and let me know you would like the link to the recording. And I'm also putting my email in the chat. Okay, I think that is it for now. So Vinita, do you want to talk about the mixed lentil dal for a moment before we get to the Q&A?
Absolutely. So as you see, as we started the dal is ready. What I did as Olivia was talking, I just garnished it with some fresh cilantro, and this is the way it would look. And as you see, it's a ton. It serves for, you can actually store this, put it in the freezer and eat it as and when you need it, or you could just eat it all up. So it's best eaten with rice or rice and quinoa, or you could just eat it as lentil soup. It's so good.
It looks incredible, and I'm sure it smells fantastic as well. Absolutely. As you know, Vinita, but maybe others don't, my husband is Indian, and man, does Indian food smell and taste delicious. Every time he cooks, just the wafts of everything just floating through the house. It's fantastic. It's the absolute best. All of those spices, all of those flavors. So that's so wonderful that your products have made this so accessible for so many people. They know exactly, what to put together, how to make it, all of the spices, and It's perfect.
Absolutely. And it's just so easy to cook. It's whether you're a busy mom, a professional, don't have the time, you don't have to buy too many products. To cook a dal, if I were not to have that packet, I would need like 15 ingredients to make this. So what we've done is simplified the process for you. We're giving you all the ingredients and the spice packet. All you need to do is just put it in a pot, and it's a meal in itself. So it's just that easy.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have some questions so
Yes.
far, and if anyone else has any other questions, please add them to the chat right now. I'll make sure Vinita gets to them. So Vinita, just the first one is someone was wondering, so you cooked the dal in the pressure cooker. Someone was wondering if they do it on the stovetop, is it also 17 minutes or does the cooking time change?
The cooking time. So if you soak it and if you cook it, it'll take you maybe no more than 7 or 8 minutes more. I actually have it being cooked on the cooktop, and I put it maybe about 5 minutes prior, 5 to 7 minutes prior to me doing the entire Instant Pot thing. And if people don't like, so when you're cooking in the Instant Pot, it will sort of be a little soupy. But if you're cooking, let me show you what the cooking on the cooktop would look like. And let me throw in some, so that people get a full view of what the cooking. So this is basically what the cooking on the cooktop would look like. And if you really want to keep the consistency this way and the entire look of the lentil this way, you could eat it as it is. Or some people like it to blend it completely. So they have a hand blender and they just sort of blend it to make it a little more soupy. But this is a dal. So this is how typically dal would be eaten. So this is something which I just cooked on the cooktop as we were doing. So it'll take you about 7 or 8 minutes more, no more than that.
Okay, very nice. Man, that looks so good. Dal is just one of the most warming dishes. You feel so good while you're eating it. Yeah. So nice and comforting.
Yes, absolutely. It's the perfect detox food in our home, especially after we come back from a long trip and we've eaten all that food that your stomach says, okay, you need to give it some rest. And there you go. You just have a bowl of dal and you're good to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Could not agree more. Okay, a couple more questions about the dal. One, someone was wondering if you're pressure cooking the lentils or the dal on high pressure. I don't know if you have different pressure options. For
high pressure.
Okay, cool. And then someone else was just wondering what to look for to know when the dal is done, if someone's unfamiliar with cooking it.
So what I typically do, especially if you're cooking on the cooktop, in the pressure cooker, it'll typically cook at high pressure, 17 minutes, depending on your Instant Pot. Mine is an old version. I believe the new ones are really good. And you may not even need 17 minutes. You may just need 13 or 14 minutes. But if you're using it on the doing the cooktop, what I do is typically I'll take a spoonful and then I will try and take another spoon and try and mash it. And to see, that's the way to see whether it's completely cooked or not. So if it's hard for it to mash, that means it still is not done. So that's the way my grandma taught me. How do you know things are cooked or not, especially with lentils?
I love it. That's a great tip. So make sure it's smashable.
Yes.
Love it.
Smashable. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Someone was wondering, I know, so your lentil crepe batter the product isn't available yet, but do you have the package to show people like what it would look like?
It's in print, and that's why I said end of June it should be ready. And all those people who are on this call, we could actually send a complimentary lentil package. And if you want to leave your information with Olivia, once it's done, I can ship it out to all of you. How about that?
Oh my gosh, wow. That is so generous. Thank you.
So all the users who are on this call today, I could send it to them.
Take advantage of this opportunity. So again, I'm putting my email in the chat. It is olivia@vegmichigan.org. very easy to remember.
Mhm.
If you would like Vinita to generously send you a package of this once it is available, please send me an email, give me your information, and I'll be sure to pass it along to her.
Yeah, and
That
I
is
can,
so incredibly generous, Vinita.
oh,
Thank
not
you.
at all. I would
They're
love
so
to do
excited
that.
about it. Everything.
That's
I
great.
love it.
That's
And will
great.
it just be called like lentil crepe batter?
It'll be called lentil crepe.
Okay,
Mix.
perfect.
Lentil crepe mix.
Lentil crepe mix. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. I can't wait. And I assume as soon as it's available, it'll be up on your website for people to
Yes.
purchase as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It looked like it looked almost like a combination between like dosa and chila a little bit.
Yes, it is. It's a combination, and that's why I tried to use some different ingredients. Like quinoa, we don't use that in India. It's usually rice, but I wanted to add a little more protein. And I know people who are diabetic don't like to consume rice. So I'm like, what's the best alternative? Would be quinoa. So I threw in the quinoa and the oats because we have plenty of oats in here. So I'm like, okay, let's make it with oats and quinoa, add on to that and make that as the recipe versus the traditional way that we do it.
That's amazing. I can't wait to try it because since I've been with my husband, I've learned how to make both dosa and chila, and they're both delicious, but I cannot wait to try that because combining it too sounds fantastic. Fantastic.
It's great.
Cool. Okay. Let me see. Okay, someone was curious just about what other veggie combinations you like to add on the crepes.
You could throw in grated zucchini if you like. You could throw in grated green peppers. I've already used green peppers. You want to put some green peas, you could throw that in. I do not typically use onion because I just don't like the smell of onion. Do you see what I'm saying? So, but if you like onions, you can chop up some onions and you could throw in some onion and tomatoes. You could do that. I think you could throw in some finely chopped cabbage if you like. You could do that as well. Some grated carrots. You could add that to the crepes. Yeah, these are some options you could definitely add on to the crepes. Yeah.
One of my favorite times to make chila is just when I have kind of a random variety of veggies left in my fridge. It's a really great just kind of catch-all dish of, I have a little bit of broccoli, a little bit of carrot, you know, and I've made it with so many different veggie combinations, just whatever I have, and it's always fantastic.
Yeah.
So
you can never go wrong.
Love a versatile dish.
You can never go wrong.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay, the last question I'm seeing, again, if anyone else has any questions, please add it to the chat. But the last question I was seeing is just if you could provide again the ingredients for the mint chutney recipe that you mentioned.
Absolutely. And I can email that to you too, so you could actually share it with all the viewers today. So mint chutney is nothing but it's simply cilantro. I throw in some mint in it. I throw in a spicy Thai chili because I like my mint chutney to be a little spicy, but you could add jalapeno, you could add a regular chili. I throw in some peanuts, but if someone's allergic, you can totally omit that. I throw in some cumin seed and some salt, a little bit of sugar, a tiny bit of sugar just to get that sweet, and squeeze in a fresh lime in it and put it in the blender, and your mint chutney is ready. It's so good. And you can actually store up that mint chutney too for as much time as you want. A lot of people make it, put it in the freezer, and then use as and when needed. And it's great on many types of food, not just the crepes. You could use it on your bread. You could use it, eat it with your pancake. You could eat it with anything and everything. It's a great side condiment that you could use.
I love it. You can't go wrong with the chutney.
No,
that's a great idea to make it ahead of time and freeze some. I haven't done that, but maybe I should.
Yeah. You could do that. You can actually even add the mint chutney to the salad too. Instead of the lemon dressing, I sometimes will just add some chutney to it, and it tastes so good. Yeah.
I love it. So many options.
Yeah.
We, as always, all wish we could try all the food that you're making, but hopefully a good number of you are able to join us at Veg Fest. Make sure to stop by Vinita's table, Karma Wellness Kitchen, try some of her products. But if you're unable to come, stop by maybe a local grocery store, or you can find everything on her website. Okay, well, I think that's the end of the questions. So thank you so much again, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Vinita, for a wonderful cooking demo. This was the first cooking demo Vinita has done for us, and I'm already excited to have her back. So I hope you guys feel the same. I hope as many of you as possible are able to join us for Veg Fest again Sunday, June 4th at Eastern Market in Detroit. No need to purchase tickets ahead of time or anything. Just show up and try some delicious food, do some fun shopping, check out a cooking demo. And lastly, email me if you want the link to the recording when it's available. If you want Vinita to so generously send you a packet of the crepe mix once it is available. All right, thank you, Vinita. If you have anything to say?
Nothing. I just forgot to share my special spice box with all the audience members that are here today. This is a spice box that you'll find in every Indian household, and it's really something good to have in your kitchen. So it's got all the essential spices we use every day. And maybe next time when I come in, I'll dive in a little deeper into what each of the spices are in the spice box. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah,
I think doing like some kind of spice themed Indian cooking demo would be a huge hit.
Yes.
I would love that. Awesome.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. It was a pleasure sharing all the recipes from our Karma Wellness Kitchen, from my kitchen to yours. I hope you have a great start to your healthy eating journey.
Thank you so much, Vinita. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy eating all the delicious foods you just made. I'm sure you will.
Yes,
we have to all go find some food for ourselves that hopefully compared to how much you got our mouths watering with that demo.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye everybody.
You guys soon. Take